Hello everyone, this is a video on my 3x3 unit design for a maze generation. Up to this moment I haven't seen any designs that use a too high wall in a 3x3 unit design. Most of it speaks for itself, I think. I'll activate it for you. It's just a double piston extender. If I activate the core, it will always trigger. But there is a dropper with a shovel and a stick, and the stick will output a signal strength of 1, so it will not reach the top. If we get the shovel, it activates and it will switch the doors around. So now when you're up here, you see no redstone. So I've been working on this. I've been trying to optimize it to make it better, but I have not been able to improve on this design. This design has some good parts, some limitations. One limitation is that the dropper needs to be powered directly and for longer than only like an impulse, so that the hopper gets locked as well, that the item stays inside there for just a tiny bit, so that the pulse will be long enough for the retraction sequence. I can show you guys. I just take any block and I'll soft power it. The retraction sequence does not happen correctly. However, the good part about this thing is that if we do power it directly, it will correctly reset itself, so that's amazing. Another limitation is if there would be a door right over here. If this door gets triggered, then this door gets triggered as well. In that case, you need to do you have to change the wiring, but we can easily do that. Like so, that solved this problem. I have never had the case that there would be also a door over here. There's always some place that you can push this observer to, but there might be edge cases that I have missed. And sometimes it can be the case that you have an adjacent pulled over here system just over here. Now this one would power this, and then other system that would be like over here. So in that case, you can just move this around. To this side, remove these blocks, and it will not interfere with this unit over here. So that's the flexibility of this design. Now, if you want to see it in a bigger setting, I'll teleport to my testing place. Here I've rotated it a couple of times. And below here you can see a Hilbert Lookahead curve. Space filling curve. It starts from there and goes, in this case, to this corner. I've just drawn out where the path can go to. Look up other videos if you want to have it explained. Many people have done a great job at that. In this design where I made a bigger version, I extended the path outwards so that I would have a bit more variation around the edges, so less chance for straight paths. Could probably have used a different curve. but I didn't think of it that time. I'll open up the door. So this is a size that I think is doable to build in survival. Will take quite some resources, but it should be possible. I think if you make it a lot bigger, then becomes more and more resource intensive to add a layer. Have here already fake some of the sides. Just like this side, it will never change because there's no mapping underneath there, so I haven't done anything. But it's still pretty easy to get to the other side, so let's change it up. The door closes. You need to get to the other side. Can be quite disorientating. You can never walk in a circle. But you can have these long stretches of straight path. I still not find the exit. Oh. We're almost there. You need to know, yeah, now it's closed, but yeah, this is the other side. So it can be a nice one, it can be pretty easy. In this case, it was pretty decent here to go all the way around here, all the way around here. Many fake parts to get into. Yeah, this one was pretty amazing. But if you know where you have to go, it makes it quite a bit easier, in my opinion. So I've been working on these little rooms that you see with the orange concrete. And I want to place buttons in there, and there's only one door opens up. You have to get to any random place, so you don't know where you have to go. You have to click the button for the door to open again, and meanwhile the maze changes when you click the button. So that version is over here. There's quite a bit of wiring around it for all the little pods. And here you see like a button. Let's see which one is open at the moment. This corner. So in this case, you would have to come here and click it, and now the main door would be opened again. The maze has changed, which you didn't see now. And the pod closed up. In case you're stupid enough to stay here, you get a block to jump out into the maze again. And this is done by a 7-way randomizer based on sugar box, signal strength, and then there's just a simple wire going to all different pods. And I added a layer over here so that it would be a bit easier to build in survival. So you can actually walk in between here and inspect everything. If you need to change anything, anything gets stuck. Slime blocks can never get stuck to each other. So that's great. Yeah, that's the design of the maze underneath it. So that's what I've been working on. I've been trying also different designs. And I'll show some of that. Started by Captain some things design. Put a link in the bio, which made something like this. I don't know. I've been changing stuff. It has been a while. But he used copper bulbs to remember stuff and signal strength to decrease the power getting out of there. I just thought it was bulky. It was a great idea what he did to just limit the design to a two-way randomizer, so three-way randomizer. An early test. I think this was already a 3x3 design. Yeah, let's see that it actually gets powered. I never finished this one. Great video quality here. Let's see. Yeah, so if you want to have a 5x5 unit and you want to have piston walls, then this is probably the simplest design. So again, with a dropper and a hopper pointing into two of these systems, these will never power any adjacent walls, but the biggest limitation is that you have to have like such a wall here, and you can look down, and that's just very ugly. And since it's a 3-wide system now, it will not be able to carry this will never power. Maybe you could take that off. Let's see whether that works. Oh, okay. Fix this design. And then you still need to have non-stickable surface here. But you can probably, some people can make it better, or actually a three-way randomizer in this area. We're trying a lot to make it smaller, different double piston extenders. Let's see what could inspire someone to make it better. I think I tried to make the corners also go up, but it just became a mess, a big mess. In this design, I'm powering the double piston extenders from the corner of the unit by pressing a cauldron up there. Let's see. Well, what I didn't realize at the time is that this block will power an if you would have a door over here, it will sometimes power it during the extension, and that can lead to problems. These are some fun designs. Since I saw the new meta in creating a randomizer by having a powder bucket and a piece of bone meal. So either the one I tried to bone meal, well, and otherwise it will place a block and give an output. A different way of making a double piston extender. It works, but it's bulky. You need a extra line of delay so that this piston actually also retracts. You can arrange the observers a bit differently, like this inside of it, but then you do have to make sure that they get powered at the same time. or place the pistons even differently and have a single observer, but you can of course not connect any honey blocks or slime blocks to it anymore. So you have this weird and why is it stopping? Let's see. Wait, let's do like this. World edit pasting to make a world download for you guys. I made some mistakes in here. Let's see, this should work now. Yeah. So then you have a 3x3 unit, but only one single slice will open. Which could be interesting, but I don't like it. I really thought that I think I have a design separated here. Yeah, I really thought this design would be a winner for starting to win like for compactness. Instead of a cauldron being placed up, you can just power. Let's remove that. And it'll get powered. And you could actually, in theory, power it this from up top, like you see here, because the floor is actually on this layer. And so this was, and then you don't need these observers on the bottom. So you actually use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks below the surface and 2 blocks above the surface. But this design had a flaw that I didn't realize until I made a bigger version over there. Yeah, that one. That sometimes you're powering adjacent cells, which can interfere, and this design has no room for changing it. How the wiring goes. So that was a pity. I really thought that I really liked making that design. There, I just came back to one of my first designs. And so the powdered snow block is also be moved by slime blocks. So I had to change the powdered snow for a bucket of water and leaves so that it would actually stick in there. Well, not stick. That's a free cam. Yeah, here just power it like this. But that gave some problems. So I'm probably gonna leave this idea and see whether someone makes a better design than this one for a 3x3 unit, or a 2x2 unit would be more amazing. I think this is pretty decent. That is even compacter than this, or does not have this problem of the units being interfering with each other. So satisfying.